Oh, hey, I might look like crap. I know. I'm sorry. I got a horrible toothache, and I got a tooth that needs to come out in the middle of a pandemic, much less. I just wanted to show. Starting the inks on my new. I'm starting the inks now, and I did this live. Most of this, except for I think this leg down here. I got warmed up before I turned the camera on and then started inking. But I just wanted to show. You can see this is my Comicsgate comic, I guess, if you want to call it. I guess I'm part of Comicsgate. I don't really know what Comicsgate is supposed to be yet. I'm trying to figure it out, but anyway, yeah, you can see I'm working on the. It looks like a tank, but it's a submarine. I'll have to sell, or I'm selling it with the coral reef and the and maybe some fish or sharks or something. But anyway, yeah, there's the suit. It's looking pretty good. There's the clouds and the water down below. I'm getting into it. It's gonna be good, and I'm gonna probably ink. I'll probably have all this done here tonight. Uh, I'll probably do some of it live. We'll see how I feel, man. I'm wrestling with a toothache right now, but yeah, there it is, man. My Comicsgate comic book, page one. This is the air armor. I'm not giving away, I'm not giving away full details. And oh, I came up with a new power for the aquatic guy. Where is it? Right here. The guy in the aquatic armor right there. I came up with a one of his suit's abilities is that he can, like an octopus, he can pretty much make himself invisible. In other words, like he can mimic his surroundings, kind of like I think it was Zartan from GI Joe, and he can also turn everything black, like like squids do or whatever, like in the water, just so he can camouflage himself, go basically invisible for the most part, and just totally blend in with his surroundings. And it's all alien tech. Well, it's not alien technology. I'm going to give it away a little bit of a hint, as this has to do with flat Earth, but there's more to it than even that. I get into a lot of theories and stuff that I'm interested in this book, but and his armor is basically super strong and almost impervious. It's made out of a little bit different metal than the other two. It's like this. I get into the storyline. I've already divulged this. They steal a bunch of stuff laying around from some very advanced beings, and they almost die in the process. And then they kind of take it back to the revolution, and like the scientists and the great thinkers in the that are in the rebellion, that are part of the rebellion against the people that are part of kind of like a hive consciousness almost, that are doing everything for the advanced aliens that are taking over and that have been taking over for a long time and lying to us all, are using other humans to basically, in governments and everything, as a disguise, when behind the scenes it's really these super advanced beings doing all this. So they steal and some of the technology, like, and they find all kinds of stuff like little replicators where if you put whatever you put in it, it replicates it, and they build it into they don't so much even backwards engineer a lot of it, because they don't even understand it, and people start getting killed and trying to experiment with it and all this stuff, like people lose their lives. So they backwards engineer some of it. I don't really explain it all, it's my artistic license, but they also build some of the equipment right into their own equipment and take advantage of whatever function it has, and that will make their weapon or whatever do that, like replicate ammo. So but this guy's armor, the main character, is like pretty much impervious and super strong. I mean, he's like the brute of the squad. Like, you got the flying guy, and it's not even jets. I took out the jet propulsion. It's gravitics. It's like a mixture of gravitics and maybe some propulsion here and there. So his suit, this thing that more hums than makes a jet sound. It's like, you know what I mean, like a Jetson sound or something like that. And But his suit, like even people die just trying to make the armor. Like they like basically his suit, they have to like launch like like cannons and stuff to it's just thin little, it's not even that thick of metal. It's like it's fairly thin pieces of metal, but it's so strong that they can't even forge it or heat it, so they have to like pulverize it with like giant machinery and everything just to get very crude shape armor out of it. And you know what I mean? And then all their armor is powered by these well, I don't want to give away, but they basically steal technology. I think I already talked about this though, and they get these crystals that power all their like their equipment and their suits and everything, so they don't need batteries per se, or they don't need to be charged for theoretically infinite amount of time. So just stuff like that if you're wanting to know the storyline. And I get more into it. I don't want to divulge too much, but this is me writing Archangels of Wrath. And this is pretty much it. I'm working on the final draft right now. I got the place for my logo and issue number 1. I even got introduction Nanomite, who was a man mixed with nanomites that because of experiment that he does kind of takes over his body, and that's another interesting character. So I just wanted to kind of show you that, and in case I want to get some clip of oh yeah, and I've redrawn this page. This will probably be getting inked tonight, or I'll probably finish these two tonight, the cover and the first page, and then start the third page tonight. You can see the difference there. I redrew all that. I'm going to make him a little bit bigger. I'm trying to vary the size and the camera angles now. So this is at an angle, that's at an angle. This is going to be the same pose, but a little up closer because he's pretty much the same size as these two. So I want him a little bigger than these two, but not quite as big as this guy, just to vary it up a little bit. And, you know, there's the flying armor coming at you with the gun and the shield and everything. It's pretty tight. He's like a flying knight almost. It's pretty cool. And, yeah, so this is, let me just get a good shot of this for my own self in case I want to use it for the little icon for the video or whatever, the image. So yeah, there it is. There's the cover and page number 1 coming to life now. I'm gonna do 2 pages on each of you know, this will be page 2, page that's the cover, page 1. This will be page 2, page 3, and then I'm gonna shrink it down and stick it on basically, and then print it on folded just for myself until I decide how to publish it, or maybe raise enough money for an Indiegogo, or get enough done. And if I'm confident I can run a successful crowdfunding campaign, I will. But for now, I'm going to have the templates, and I can go to any place and shrink them down and onto for very cheap 8.5 by 11 paper folded in half. You know what I mean? To shrink it down about maybe 20% or so, and then I can just sell these for now. What I'm going to do is go out with all the original art in public and draw and take donations and sell mini comics that I print up myself and tell them, you know, that I, you know, and have people just donate money or buy artwork. And hopefully, if I'm saying, if, you know, the economy ever reboots up and people start going back out in public again, and I can go to the coffee shop and draw, which is what I plan on doing, is just hitting coffee shops all over my county, all over the area, maybe even out into Pioneer Valley, you know, just be like, oh, I'm going here today, I'm going there today. I think I'm going to retire. I don't think I'm going back to work. I think I'm going to just eat it and suffer and retire. I'm done making other people rich. Me and my nephew were talking today about how he's seen my first issue, which he probably has an issue. I don't even have an issue of it here. He's probably got an issue of it. And it's basically this. It's the beginning. It's the origins of this guy right here in the middle, the leader. He's basically like George Washington. Like people literally tremble in his presence because of all the great things that he's done. They just know they're in the presence of greatness. But my nephew was talking to me today about how my entire first comic book, issue number one, Nut Job, has all come true with the human trafficking rings being taken down. And I don't know if Trump's really doing that or whatever, or if they're just saying all this stuff. But there's a lot of light being shed on government, government officials and Hillary Clinton trafficking children and Jeffrey Epstein, all this stuff that my first issue of Nut Job was going to deal with. So he was saying, "Damn, Stuart, my name is Stuart Michael Lewis, by the way." He was like, "Damn, he was like, your first comic, pretty much everything in your first comic has actually come true." And he said it, which is it sucks because people are going to see it and be like, "Oh, it's not that big a deal. That's all that's all happened when I was writing about it before it all happened." And I got the comics. I got the old people have the comics to prove it. That's what Nut Job's ultimate goal was. He found out that the foster cares and the family courts and everything, and our entire society was being run by, quote, Satanists. But then it gets deeper, where he finds out it's not humans now, and this is a later series. I'm going to do this and then maybe do Nut Job, go back to his origins later, because this is just more exciting. It's got advanced human beings and all kinds of things in it. So that leaves me to wonder. The second issue is about revolution and sanctuary cities and a giant civil war and full disclosure, or no, not full disclosure, pretty much. That's all, or the quote aliens or whatever whatever they are still stay behind the scenes. But I wonder if my second comic book is going to come true. It's great watching all this kind of happen, actually, because I don't know, it's almost like it's my comic book is prophesying all this stuff. But anyway, yeah. So there's that. I just wanted to kind of show the progression, and I might be on later tonight inking. Man, I'm battling a heck of a toothache. I'll probably just pop ibuprofen and start drawing. So there's that. Glad you could all join me. And this is Kingdom Comics. I'm doing my Comics Gate comic book once again, Archangels of Wrath. And thanks for tuning in. And hopefully I'll be able to be on later and get more inking done. Until then, I'll see you later.